Welcome to the Sticks Tricks channel. I am Sticks, and today doing a bike check on my 2019 Trek Remedy 8. So I'll do a quick walk around, and then I'll go and be as detailed as I can with the parts on this bike. Alright, now I will go over the parts I have on this bike and some of the factory specs as well. So this is a 2019 Trek Remedy 8, as you can see here. So this bike from the factory has a 65.5 head tube angle, and then the chainstay is a 435 millimeter chainstay. So it's very stable, but also pretty poppy, which I like. And this is a large frame. I'm 5'11" or so, and I like the frame, it fits me well. So first I'll start with this Cascade Components link. It's a full billet link. This has really transformed the bike. I would recommend looking on Cascade Components website if you want the full details on it. They make tons of different links which improve the geometry and performance of the rear suspension on many different bikes. But as a summary on this link, it increases the rear progression from 17% to 25%, which I really noticed because before I put that on, I'd have to run a very high pressure in the shock to not bottom out with my style of riding. And now I run the shock at 20% sag, and it's very, very comfortable, and I've never bottomed it out yet. And I ride Highland Bike Park frequently and a couple others around here in New England with some bigger drops and such, so it gets put to the test. So this link also slackens the head angle of the bike by 1/2 degree. So now the bike has a 65-degree head angle. It also ups the rear travel to 155 millimeters up from 150. So that's pretty cool. And it also has a larger pivot bearing. So this middle bearing here that takes most of the load when your suspension's doing its thing, the factory link has a very small and cheap bearing that these bikes tend to eat through, especially if you ride hard. So Cascade knows about this, and they put an oversized bearing, and it's a higher quality bearing, so it pretty much solves that issue. So for my pedals, I've got Deity Death Trap pedals. They're plastic with metal pins. And like I said, I ride bike parks frequently and very rocky New England trails, and I've never broken one or had an issue. I really like them, especially for the price. They're like $50 a set, and they come in lots of different colors. So now we move to the cockpit here. I've got the Anvil Swage V2 stem. It's a 40 millimeter reach, and I have it in this aluminum kind of chrome color. I've got Deity's stem cap and spacers. And then this is a knock block bike, so I have the Trek knock block adapter, which you can see here. So I'm able to run an aftermarket stem and retain the knock block. I may delete the knock block eventually, but for now I'm just keeping it. I'm not bar spinning or anything, so I really don't have a need to delete it yet. These bars are the Deity Race Point bars. They're a 38 millimeter rise, and they come 810 millimeters wide, and I cut them down to 800 just because that's my preference. I've ridden anything from 820 to 780, and 800 is just my preference. I have a wolf tooth dropper lever. The factory dropper lever on this bike is horrible. You have to take your whole hand off the grip and smash it forward for it to work, and I cleaned it and lubed it properly. It just isn't a good design. So these wolf tooth levers, they're pricey, but they're 100% worth it. It'll focus here. It's a very quality piece. Sorry, my camera's not focusing on that. But yeah, it's a very quality piece, and they're fully rebuildable as well. So they're expensive, but if the bearing ever Let's Go, it's like $5 for a new bearing, so I like how they do that. Now the grips, I have Deity Super Cush grips. I love these grips. They're slightly oversized, so if you get hand pump easily, or you have long fingers, and you want a thicker grip, I highly recommend these. You can ride a bike park or anything you want all day and your hands won't be phased. They're very comfortable, and they live up to their name. I think Deity says they're the most comfortable grips in mountain biking on their website, and I would honestly agree with that. I've tried many different grips and I always come back to these. I have a bell, of course, just because I like bells. So now the tires. I have the tried and true Maxxis Minion DHF on the front, and that's in a 2.6 with all the different compounds, like the 3 compounds and the exo protection. And on the rear is a Maxxis Dissector. The writing's upside down, but that has the 3C and exo protection as well. So the rear tire is a 60 TPI, and the front is a 120. And I've run the DHF for many years. I love that as a front tire. I've never run the Dissector. This is a newer tire that Maxxis has come out with in the last year or two, and I am sold on it. It rolls great because the middle tread is very small and flat, and the side tread, as you can see here, is very large. So it rolls very fast, but if you push the bike into a corner, it really grabs and grips like a downhill tire. So they designed this tire as a rear tire only, and it shows. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. So let's see, what am I missing here? It has, other than that, it just has the factory parts on the bike. Like the drivetrain is just a 12-speed SRAM GX. I really like it. I've never had an issue. It has the RockShox Lyric. It feels the same as a Fox 36 I had. I have no complaints. That's 160 millimeter in the front, I think I mentioned, and then it's 155 in the rear with that link, because that adds 5 millimeters. It has the factory dropper post, which I believe is just like a Bontrager truck brand, which works very well. I haven't had a problem with it. It has the factory SRAM Guide R brakes, very responsive. They pull a little farther than I'd like, even adjusting the levers, but it's just a SRAM thing. The Shimano's have a shorter pull. And then, oh yeah, so this rear hub traditionally has around a 6-degree, I believe, engagement point, because it has 54 points of engagement. But this rear hub, it's a SRAM, it's a Trek. It's called their Rapid Engage, or their Rapid Drive hub. And it has 3 pawls in it, which engages. But there's room for 6. So for like $25 from your local Trek dealer or online, you can get the other 3 pawls. And I'll try to insert some photos I have from doing the install. And it halves your engagement point to 3 degrees and to 108 points of engagement. So what that means is you're going to have to pedal less for the hub to engage. It makes it very, very instant, and it makes the hub sound awesome too. It makes it sound like an angry swarm of bees. So I can put more details about that. If you'd like to hear about that, just drop a comment. It didn't have a bash guard, and that's why I replaced my chain at first, because I smashed it on a rock beyond repair, a few of the links, so I decided to just replace it. It has an Amazon Fun brand bash guard. Never had an issue. It's taken a lot of hits. It comes with an extra plastic guard as well, like an extra piece in case you break the first one or wear it out. So that's cool for the price. Gets pretty cheap. And I'm sure what you've been wondering as well, thank you if you're still watching this video, is these custom graphics. So this is the matte black Remedy, and this green here is the factory graphics color. And obviously mine are matte purple, as you can see, to go with the kind of color scheme build I've done on this bike. So these decals are custom made in the UK, and they go over the factory decals. It's a bit tedious to install, but they come out great, especially if you have any experience with installing decals. So these are custom from the website called invisiframe.co.uk. They do paint protection as well, so they do like clear vinyl that goes over the frame as well, just to protect it. And you can really ask for any color or any design on a lot of different bikes to go over the factory graphics. They're the only company I found that made these for the Treks. So same thing. I did the same matte purple for the Lyric decal on the front of the bike, and you can just see how awesome that looks, in my opinion. So I highly recommend them. I got it. I'm in New England, and I got it from the UK. Because they custom make them like for your order, and I still got it within 2 weeks internationally. So I highly recommend them. They're quick and the quality's great. I also just have, I believe it's a Mucky Nuts, just fender. I flipped it inside out, so it's just black. I got like the pink one, you can kind of see under there, but it didn't really match, so I just flipped it for black. So I much prefer that. So I believe that's everything on my remedy here. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, just drop a comment. I'm gonna try to post more regularly on some bike content, as I do this all the time, and I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be posting it if other people enjoy watching it. It's one more walk around of the bike. It's set up tubeless as well, with these steezy purple caps with the chrome stems for extra style points. And yeah, I'm all about the little touches. So say, the purple stem cap, or I did purple zip ties, and I wrapped the cables with tape, electrical tape, just to give a nice clean look. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you watching it. Please drop a comment, drop a like, consider subscribing, and I'll ring the bell before I go.